She's great. She's so blue.
He is a Cyclops locality type.
Alright guys, welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is absolutely amazing. I am so excited right now. I am with Bill Stegall from Phoenix Reptiles. I have been excited about this part of the adventure since we left. He has some amazing snakes. And Bill, first off, what do you have here? This girl is amazing.
This is a green tree python, high yellow lineage that was produced by my friend Matt Morris.
What would something like that get bred to? These green tree python people, I mean, trust me, they have a lot of specific plans when it comes to things. So what would something like this go to?
Well, I would probably try to breed her to something that I thought could throw high yellow babies.
So basically you have a bunch of different things, you know, high yellows, you have blues, and of course he has a kind of special animal that is kind of a little bit on the black side. We'll get to that in a minute, but what an amazing animal.
As you can tell, just docile as can be.
Yep.
One of the things with keeping green trees, especially to people that aren't familiar with them, is I try to dispel the myth that these things are aggressive or hard to take care of, and that just really isn't the case. 90% of them are going to be just as docile as she is.
I mean, take a look at that. I mean, you definitely don't have to worry about getting bitten. Look at this. I mean, she is just puppy dog tame, and it's about the way you handle them as well. But again, I love the fact that guys like Bill and Forrest are always trying to dispel those rumors that somehow green tree pythons are these really difficult snakes. They're really aggressive, hard to take care of, and if you do it the right way, you can see right here, it's not the case at all. This guy right here, we were at his house and we actually did something really similar where we put a bunch of green tree pythons on top, and look at the diversity. So we figured let's go ahead and start a trend. So Bill, tell me what you have here. We've already talked about this girl here, which is absolutely gorgeous. This one here is where the kind of black line started, right?
This was an animal that I acquired. It was produced by Marshall Mendez, and his name is Jaeger. And he has a long lineage of melanism, and that's just blackness in the animal. So I decided to start a melanistic project, and I bred him. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would produce one of his offspring, which is this.
So this is here. Let's talk about this animal right here, because this really lives up to its name. It's called the Sickness, and this is a sick animal here. So this is the dad?
This is the father.
That's the dad. And the mom?
The mother is a Wamena locality type, and she's completely green, but the Wamena locality type is known to throw a lot of high percentage red neonates, and if you're looking for melanism in a project, you're looking for red neonates.
And the crazy thing is that he's in shed. I mean, he's actually coming out of shed right now. So as amazing as he looks, he's gonna get even better when he sheds.
Of course, he'll shed tomorrow.
Shed tomorrow. But hey, listen, look at that animal right there. There is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of with that. That is incredible. Now this girl down here, she is great. She's so blue.
He is a Cyclops locality type. Back this year, I've been pairing her with the Sickness to produce some babies that I hope to be even more sicker than the Sickness.
And like Bill had said, because of the fact that you want to go with the red neonates, the blue, and she's a Cyclops?
She's a Cyclops locality type.
So the Cyclops locality type, and the blue in particular, throw a lot of red neonates. So obviously if you're looking for the more black color, it's a great pairing.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, well I wish you luck. Is this incredible? I mean, I love green tree python people. They're so into their animals.
Again, let's dispel the myth that all these things are just aggressive, defensive, hideous animals. They're actually typically shy by nature. The other myth that they can't be handled obviously just isn't true.
Bill has a lot of amazing animals that aren't green tree pythons, although his green tree pythons are pretty amazing. And this is an animal that I've always loved to death. Right from the first time I met my first ones in New South Wales about 10 years ago. And of course, that's the rough scale python here. It's really amazing. It's kind of like a carpet python. It's kind of like a green tree python. And in actuality, it's actually closer related to a green tree python than a carpet python, even though it kind of looks like a carpet python. But of course, they get their name from the rough scale, and literally they have these little beaded scales, and these are one of the largest teeth of any non-venomous snake, because basically where they're from, which is up in the northwest part of Australia, they actually eat really furry things. So basically when a big furry mouse comes by, they have to really sink those teeth in, because you never know when the next meal's coming. You don't see many of these, so whenever I get a chance to take a look at one, I am definitely pretty excited about it. Take a look at this chunky monkey right here. Oh my gosh, Bill, this thing's head is so amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, so tell me which kind this is. Of course, is a short-tail python, which is, you know, similar to the blood pythons, but these guys are actually the Borneo short-tails. And but this one isn't a normal at all. So can we take her out?
Brian, this is a Borneo short-tail python, like you said. It was produced by Matt Minatola. And the genetics in Borneo shorttails are different really than I think any other python that I'm familiar with, and basically the genetics a lot of times are unknown in these. This is considered a super stripe possible het ocelot Borneo python. It was produced by my friend Matt Minatola with Philly Herps, and I've had her a few years now. Docile as can be. I think we were talking earlier, a lot of these blood python type animals have a reputation of being very aggressive or very defensive. The longer that these things are bred in captivity and the more generations are captive bred, they just turn into these big, gentle, docile giants. So.
I know, and that's the thing that's so amazing about short-tails and blood pythons, is the fact that they're just so big and fat. But the fact is like Bill had said, you know, you can not only breed for color, but sometimes you can breed for temperament as well. We've seen that with reticulated pythons over the year. The early reticulated pythons would all want to eat your face, and now over generations of breeding them captive bred, you're seeing really docile reticulated pythons. Well, the same thing is happening with short-tail and blood pythons. And hey, listen, I've had my run-ins with short-tails and blood pythons, but Bill is definitely proving the fact not all of them are the way that some of the ones that I've ran into are. And you can certainly see this one is not only extremely docile, but absolutely gorgeous. Taking a really quick break from green tree pythons and arboreal snakes, and we're going to talk about some ground snakes. As the green tree python people call them, dirt snakes, and that's of course ball pythons. But these are actually all sugar ball pythons here. Take a look at this. This is gorgeous. This is a pastel sugar ball python, and this is kind of one of the earlier morphs of the sugar combos that really kind of set it off. And I can see why, because it's absolutely gorgeous. But there is some crazy stuff here. This of course is a lemon blast sugar right here, and the lemon blast of course is pastel, pinstripe, and sugar. This one here is a queen bee sugar, which would be pastel, spider, lesser, and sugar, and that thing is absolutely incredible. And then of course this guy here is really gorgeous. This is actually a killer bee sugar, which of course is the super pastel spider sugar ball python. And take a look at this thing right here. That thing is absolutely incredible. This is actually a pastel sugar enchi banana. Holy moly. So hey, at least I feel a little bit comfortable talking about ball pythons there. Now back to Bill, where he'll kind of blow me away with really cool information about green tree pythons and stuff like that. So this is the first example of a 50-50 carpandro. Is that what this is?
That's what it is. It's 50% carpet python and 50% green tree python.
And this, it was the male, the green tree, or vice versa?
The male was a green tree.
Now is that the way most of the carpandros are produced, is males green trees?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I figured that much just from a size standpoint and stuff like that. Yeah. But look at the difference. I mean, it is pretty amazing when you mix those two animals together, how crazy it is. Again, this is split 50-50. This is 50% chondro, 50% green tree, but you also have one that is more green tree, right?
75% green tree and 25% carpet.
I love the fact that Bill is one of those guys that not only keeps the arboreal stuff, but you're also really appreciative of the ball pythons and other snakes like that. And this is something that you really like working with right here, right?
Ball pythons are where I got my start 20 years ago. I really enjoyed working with them. They taught me a lot about snakes in general, and I still love working with them because I don't think there's anything genetic-wise that you can match when you come up with a ball python project. So,
and what do we have here?
This is one of my favorites. This is a cinnamon candino. You know, a candino is a cross between a pure candy and an albino. It's the only recessive project that's known to be allelic in ball pythons, which means if you breed a candy to an albino, you don't produce double hets. Yep. You produce a visual form, and it's called the candino. This happens to be a cinnamon candino.
That's awesome. What's really neat about the candinos, the lavenders, all that type of stuff, is even bananas, is when you take them into the darker morphs like cinnamon, all of that purple comes out like that, and that's what makes this animal so incredible. And that is just a gorgeous one. You also have a couple other candinos too, right?
Yeah, let's take a look at those. This year, Brian, I produced several of these. These are pewter candinos.
Pewter candinos.
So pastel cinnamon candinos.
These are basically the exact same as the animal we just saw, just with the pastel gene added, and it just makes them even that much more soft looking. I mean, they're really beautiful. This is a project you're really excited about this year in ball pythons. More candino stuff?
Candino stuff and sugar stuff.
And here we have the 75% carpandro here.
That's right, 75% green tree, 25% carpet.
Oh my gosh. Is that a massive difference between the other one that we saw? So how do these act when it comes to, I mean, are they more carpet python, they more green tree python, or?
Yeah, it depends on the percentage of each animal in them. 50% green tree, 50% carpet carpondros act half like carpet, half like green tree.
Right.
And these 75%ers, they act way more green tree. They exclusively perch. You'll never see them off of the perch.
Oh my gosh, that is so freaking awesome, guys. I mean, that is cool. So, Bill, thank you so much for having us. We have a long trip home. We have to stop and get my dream snake before we hit the road, and then we are on the road back up north to show Lori and everyone else at the crew. I hope you guys have still been guessing about it, so let's go ahead and hit the road. We're somewhere outside of Memphis. We still have about 12 hours to go, and I'm sorry, I'm going to tease you guys for one more day. Tomorrow will be the reveal of this new snake that I've got, but today I don't want to do it because I want to do an entire show just about that animal. But it's doing well and everything is good, but I definitely want to get home. All right, guys, so this is what you look like when you've driven 23 hours with no sleep. I am finally back here at BHB and it feels so good to be home. I am so sorry that you have to wait till tomorrow before the big reveal. It's just I really want to highlight this animal and make a really cool video, so I am sorry for continuously teasing you guys. Tomorrow I promise you guys will see it. We will share it together. It's going to be absolutely awesome. As for now, I'm going to take a quick look around, kind of see my animals, say my hellos, and then I'm going to get home and try to get some rest because I am absolutely bushed. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this journey. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, if you want me to do more of this, what you want. I really enjoy doing this type of stuff, but I want to make sure you guys like it as well. Thank you again for joining me. I hope that you guys have an amazing day. Can you do me a couple last favors before we get out of here? Can you smash that like button as well as turn those post notifications on so you know when I upload a video, which is every day, 7 days a week at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Remember to be kind to someone today, and I promise I will see you guys tomorrow with that really cool reveal animal.